Welcome into Tuscaloosa here at Bryant-Denny Stadium, the site for the first of our CFSL triple header here on a Tuesday night. The Ball State Cardinals looking to take down the Alabama Crimson Tide. And I'm David Roy in the booth with me and my broadcast partner in Matt Pack. And Matt, very few opportunities remain for the MAC to try pull an upset against the CFSL, and Ball State, they're hoping to do it first.
Well, Ball State, they came close already, stayed close with Florida the entire time in that game, and have looked good every week that they've come out. They come out against a Crimson Tide team that, it's kind of been a tale of two sides. Their defense has looked really good this season. Their offense seems to be trying to find itself, and so let's see if Alabama can get the kinks ironed out here, or can Ball State, pull off the impossible.
Alabama will have the opportunity to start with the football first, and we'll get our first look of the night here at the Alabama offense. And a give to Jake Moon, bobbing and weaving his way behind the offensive line. Still a live play as he picks up 7.
That was a lot of juking and jiving there to pick up 7 yards. You credit to Moon, finding a hole where there wasn't one there.
A lot of bouncing around in the backfield for Jake Moon, who was held to under 100 yards a week ago at his first career 100-yard game in week 1 as Doug Day off his back foot over the middle, and it brings up 3rd down early on here for Alabama.
Well, the pressure was there, but I don't think it was as bad as Day felt like it was right then. Maybe a little bit of a freshman mistake he made, and that obviously was an ugly throw.
Day to throw here again. He'll find Moon coming off the wheel route out of the backfield, picking up 9 yards for the first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, and that's what Alabama needs to do. They just need to keep moving the chains. This is an offense that's built to just kind of grind you down at the end.
Well, they will start losing some yardage here as the false start penalty, first drive for Alabama, and it has them going backwards here in their home opener.
Yeah, and that's the way you want to go, especially, Coach and AD David Ware, he has to hate to see that. But let's see if Alabama can put something together here.
Day to throw on first down, and he'll go short, finding Joe Idle, and Idle will pick up 10 yards.
Joe Idle already coming into this game, 11 catches, 180 yards on the season. Alabama has some high-powered receivers out here, and they've got a quarterback that can get them the ball. Maybe they get that more involved in this game plan.
Single back set here for the Crimson Tide. A 5-step drop as Day finding the tight end. Carson Price left all alone on the drag route underneath, and he'll get the first down here for Alabama.
That's another good job there by Alabama, knowing exactly what they need. They went from 1st and 15, and they picked up the first already on 2nd down. So they're moving the ball effectively here against Ball State, not trying to get in a big hurry, not trying to push it down the field.
Pistol set in the give. Moon right up the middle, and a crease for him as he slips through one tackle and works his way out across the first down.
There is something about these Moons in the CFSL when they run the ball. I tell you, you'll think they're not going to get anything, and they pull something out of their hat.
Oh, he's going to pull a breather on the sideline as they give it to Zachary Carter doing double duty and playing it back up, and Jakeem Brell coming in to make the stop in the backfield.
Well, yeah, Zachary Carter, great safety, great defensive player. Trying to spell Moon there for a run, but Ball State is all over it.
They'll keep Carter in here as a single back set. Stone, the motion man, quick throw out of the hands of Doug Day, and Zach Stone gets 5 here, so still a long 3rd down, Matt, but it picks up some positive yardage.
Well, it pushes them a little further down the field. Now, they're going to go from the shotgun here. I would expect to see Day try to push this thing a little bit, pick up the first.
Pressure coming. Day goes underneath, finding Moon. Moon slips one tackle, gets him blocking down the near sideline, and he'll push it out across to about the 10.
So that was a really great block. I don't know if that was Zach Stone or not who set him up with that, but once he got out of the first, once he got past, it was Joe Idle who sprung the block that got Moon down the sideline so well there.
Idle peeling back, getting the block, and Jake Moon has got his Alabama offense down inside the red zone for the first time here tonight. 2 tight end set for the Crimson Tide on this play, and they'll go to Carter. Carter able to get the edge on the right side, and a touchdown for Alabama.
Zachary Carter comes in after the big play by Moon to get him into the red zone. Zachary Carter comes in, cleans it up with a nice run of his own off the right side. Touchdown, Alabama.
Zachary Carter, you would think, is pretty familiar with cleanup duty due to his role as a safety on the Alabama defense, and he's known to come in and clean up some other runs.
Yeah, usually when he cleans up something, it's a mess left still, usually, because he's been known to knock people around a little bit.
Nonetheless, Alabama on the board first in a 7-point lead for the hometown team, but Ball State, they'll start with their first opportunity here on offense, and will start from their own 25 following the touchback. Rolone going to keep it himself, throwing out a stiff arm, shrugs off a second tackle, and he shrugs off again Kevin Stanley, who was the first man there before Rolone is brought down.
No, Stanley does a good job getting in the backfield, but Rolone, he fights hard to pick up those 3 yards.
Pistol set. Rolone going to motion Gemco out of the backfield, and a short throw to that side, but the pass is ultimately dropped by DJ Jackson.
Well, the thing about this Alabama defense is they've got these 2 linebackers in David Ware and Jeremy Mosley playing in the middle, and they just tend to eat up anything that comes close to them.
3rd and 7, Rolone pumps left, goes back to that side anyway, and he'll find Jackson coming over the middle to get 4 right on cue, Matt.
David Ware comes in, knows he's not going to get to the pass, comes in and just floors Jackson on that. So Alabama's defense does its job, forces a 3 and out.
So the punt forced here by this Alabama defense, and Emilio Gonzalez doing a little juking and jiving there on the punt return, Matt.
A little bit, yeah. Both of these corners for Alabama, they're good on defense, but what we also seen them make plays in special teams as well.
Handoff Moon right up the middle, and Jake Moon, he's showing how the juking and jiving is supposed to be done.
Well, this is not what the Alabama run game looked like last week.
No.
This is a much better start for the Crimson Tide. It looks like David Ware has got some things ironed out on offense so far.
Empty backfield here for Doug Day and company. Is Day coming back over to the left side, and that pass caught by Carl Johnson. And Johnson getting 9 yards on first down. He's the 7th receiver on the depth chart and also a walk-on.
Yeah, but go ahead, throw him out there. Doug Day will get it to you. No big deal.
Pistol set here for the Crimson Tide. The give to Moon. Moon, though, stopped in the backfield almost as soon as he got the handoff. It's a loss of 3 and 3rd and short.
Yeah, he got kind of, really had nowhere to go there. Nothing really went for him. Nothing went his way on that play. So 3rd and 4 for this Alabama offense that scored the last time they had it.
Out of the gun, Day making an adjustment at the line. He'll look to throw. Over to the right side and a corner around and working his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Zach Stone, his first career receiving touchdown as a Crimson Tide.
Well, just runs a nice corner route there, and there's entirely too much space out there on that. I understand that the corner route can be difficult to guard or to cover, but when there's no one within 10 yards of you on either side, Ball State had something fall apart on them there on defense.
So Alabama not even midway through this opening quarter, and they've got the 2-score lead against the visiting Cardinals. And Ball State, man, their opening drive, it ends in a 3 and out. Their positive yardage on that drive came when Rolone tried to get out of the backfield and didn't have anything going for him.
Well, yeah, that's true. And when he hung in the pocket and tried to throw, this Alabama defense was kind of flying all over the field. They caught there was a drop on the 2nd down, and the 3rd down was completed. And then, the wide receiver got destroyed by David Ware over the middle. So Ball State going to maybe have to reassess what they're wanting to do on offense here.
Ball spotted at their own 33. And a quick throw here from Rolone, able to get it out to C.J. Wagner. Wagner gets 7, and that brings up 2nd and short now for Ball State.
Yeah, as Stover says that there's no way that this is me on the call. Stover, I am your AD, and I was born in Alabama, so that's why I sound this way.
Wide receiver screen here, and slipping one tackle before being brought down is Vincenzo Cleveland. Is this one of those situations where Stover, this is your AD speaking to you, very similar to "I am your God"?
No, not like that at all. It's just I don't know. I guess I get used to people knowing what I sound like.
Well, a name that Ball State is hoping fans will get familiar with is Thomas Gemco, as Gemco came into tonight averaging about 4.5 yards a carry. He's got a touchdown. He got the first down here, and they go right back to Gemco. And David Ware, the other household name, is saying no.
Gemco's a solid running back. We've seen, he's put up decent numbers in his first 2 games. The problem with this is running on this Alabama team, you really have to set your blocks up well, and you have to account for not 1 but 2 big-name linebackers.
2nd down and 10 here for the Ball State Cardinals. As Rolone going short, and Dexter Harris stopped right at the line of scrimmage out of the flat. So a long 3rd and 10 against a very difficult Alabama defense.
Yeah, Alabama's not giving up anything easy. Ball State 50% on 3rd down right now, but this is a long one.
Tight end coming in motion, pistol set here for the Cardinals as Rolone dancing, taking a shot, and he's going to find the open tight end Harris for a 24-yard gain and a new set of downs.
Absolutely. Dexter Harris does a good job there running the out-breaking route, corner. Gets open, picks up the big yards. That's the shot in arm maybe this Ball State offense needs to get going.
So out to the Alabama 30 as Ball State has crossed midfield for the first time here tonight. Rolone on the quarterback keeper. We're going to left side, and he's brought down quickly by Zachary Carter. But it's a gain of 4, and so Ball State picking up positive yardage.
Well, there's just so many playmakers on this Alabama defense. You run to the opposite side, maybe get the linebacker to switch over. Then you got to worry about Zachary Carter flying down out of the secondary trying to take the ball.
Cleaning things up defensively here is a quick throw underneath, and Matt, there is one of the really excellent corners that Alabama has on this defense. Emilio Gonzalez coming down to make the stop right at the line of scrimmage. They're actually going to call it a loss of 1.
Well, Gonzalez does a good job in coverage there. Roland does a good job getting rid of the ball, getting it out quick. Doesn't give this talented Alabama secondary a chance to really make a play on the ball, but they can't get anywhere.
3rd and 7 here for Ball State. They'll come out in the pistol as Rolone taking a shot deep over the middle, and he's able to fit that one in. Getting it down inside the 10 is Paul Jackson.
Well, Paul Jackson, finds a way to get open there. Pretty good coverage on him, and nice ball thrown by Rolone there to, I'm saying his name like roll on like antiperspirant, and I don't mean to be doing that. But Rolone makes a good throw there.
Pistol set again here for Ball State. They're going to motion one of their 2 tight ends over to the right. The give here for Gemco to the inside is Gemco's only going to get it a couple of yards. This Alabama front 7, one of the better ones in the league.
Yeah, but I appreciate what Ball State's doing here and that they're trying to keep this Alabama defense honest, and Gemco is a guy who he can break a run,
Alone to throw, pressure coming, going to the back of the end zone, and going up to make the grab, Dexter Harris for the touchdown.
A nice athletic catch by the tight end, Dexter Harris there, the freshman 3-star. That's his first touchdown of his career that he just picked up, and he cuts his Alabama lead in half.
So the extra point by Aiden Timms is good. And Alabama now, their lead, it's been cut in half, but the way their offense has been moving tonight, man, I don't know that they'd be too concerned.
Well, here's the thing, and they've looked really good on offense, and they haven't taken a whole lot of chances. They've been very safe all night long. I think if they can keep that up, then that's good. But what we've seen with Ball State is they just continue to hang around in games. They don't really go away. Played the tight one with Toledo, hung around for the entire game with Florida, so Alabama can't really afford to take the foot off the gas here.
Well, they'll start from their own 32, and we'll see what Day will do as he drops back. Either didn't like the coverage or maybe the pass rush flustered him, Matt, but he throws it away nonetheless.
I think he felt some heat coming from somewhere. And you see that a lot with the freshman quarterbacks. We see it a lot of times they choose discretion as opposed to making a mistake.
Day going over the middle, finding Trip Warren, the former Buckeye, as he'll pick up enough to make it a very short 3rd down.
Exactly, and this is right in Alabama's wheelhouse. This is what they want to do. Keep it, keep their 3rd down short and manageable, and just keep driving the ball down the field.
3rd and 3. The give, Moon to the inside, and he's got the first down. Another 7-yard run here for Jake Moon, averaging 7 yards a carry here tonight.
Yeah, Moon having a good night tonight right now against Ball State. He running with a little more purpose, it looks to me like, too.
The give here, Moon trying to bounce it outside and to the left. Unfortunately, a lot of bodies there for him to try to run through, and he is stopped in the backfield.
A lot of Cardinals waiting on him off of that left side right there. And Moon's a good running back, but hard to run through 3 guys.
Moon closing in, you know, he's down to 33 yards total on the night on the ground. Last week against Clemson on 18 carries, he had 54 yards, and here Moon able to pick up the first down as he gets 13 yards. Looking to be on pace, Matt, for only his second career 100-yard rushing performance.
Yeah, you know, in coming out of the triple option scheme last year, I think a lot of people thought that Jake Moon was going to have a bigger season.
Yeah.
But that triple option package that Alabama ran used so many different people that the yards got spread around.
Well, something about Alabama playing in front of their home fans, I guess, seems to not be doing so well with their offensive line because it's another false start penalty absorbed by this Alabama offense.
Yeah, you know, it's very uncharacteristic. But, you know, again, that's really the only mistake they've made tonight is the offensive line penalties.
Day's taking a shot deep to the left side, and Joe Idle had 6 points, but he ends up stepping out of bounds at about the 10.
Well, the ball is thrown just a bit outside further than you'd like for him to be, and you see there when he tries to self-correct on the sideline, he has to get out of bounds. Yet again, though, he has set Alabama up in business.
So off the penalty, they set it up with a big shot down the near sideline. And once again, Alabama from inside the red zone. They'll come out, single back set, tight end Price in motion as Day stands in, going short, and there Zachary Carter will get 6 yards, and that's how we end the first quarter. Alabama up by 7, but they're looking to add to it. You're watching the CFSL here on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the second quarter. Day going to halfback screen. Jake Moon can't turn upfield fast enough as coming downhill to make that stop Kylan Shields. And so cost him a yard, but still 3rd and 5 from inside the 10.
Yeah, Ball State trailing this game, but Kylan Fields showing some attitude there on the sideline like he doesn't think they're trailing at all right now, because when he got Moon knocked him out of bounds, he just kind of shook his head at him.
Alabama needs to get to the 1 for a new set of downs, but you might as well go for the touchdown as Day. High step drop going underneath, and he leads Adam Kelly out of bounds. That's the backup tight end. And so we will see Donald Lewis for a chip shot field goal.
Well, just, you know, a little bit of a mistimed throw there, and it's going to cost them 4 points, but that will give Alabama a 10-point lead. The home crowd pretty excited about what's going on here. Ball State, though, kind of dodges a bullet there, not giving up 7.
Ball State, though, once again, back down by 2 possessions. And to your point, Matt, we saw this over the last 2 weeks. Ball State is a team that they will hang around in games. They lost by 7 to Florida. They lost by 3 last week to Toledo in a game that they thought they had, and Toledo ends up pulling it off. And Ball State not in a bad spot here either. It's off the play fake. Rolone coming out of the rollout finds DJ Jackson downfield for 19 yards.
Well, Rolone does a great job right there. Not only, you know, rolls out to his non-dominant side, but he squares his feet up and makes a good throw. He doesn't, you know, throw one of those back foot jump passes that we've seen some quarterbacks like to toss here in the CFSL.
Well, it's a new set of downs as Jackson, one of the new additions to this Ball State offense and to this team as a whole, I should say. As a give, Thomas Genko fighting hard, and he'll get the first down.
Genko is a guy that can make plays. 4 rushes, 19 yards. I mean, you can't take him for granted if you're the Alabama defense. As good as your front 7 is, Ball State is going to test you with Genko.
2 tight ends on the field here for the Cardinals, and a play fake. Roll on coming short, and they'll find Eric Thurman, the backup tight end, and the walk-on.
Thurman's able to haul it in for a couple of yards, but gets wrapped up really quickly right there.
Ball spotted at the Alabama 43-yard line as Rolone in the gun, going to motion for Harris. As Rolone dancing, going over the middle, and he left that out there for Wagner. Wagner took a shot from Richie Carrion, but it's a first down.
Well, they gave him too much space on that one, and Wagner cuts underneath the coverage. He's past the line he needs. It's first down, Ball State.
Rolone on the quarterback keeper, trying to get the edge, slips one tackle. Rolone down the sideline being chased and caught inside the 10 by William Huddleston.
Well, Huddleston barely caught him, too. The fact that Roland is able to keep his footing after that first hit, that's really what made that play. And Huddleston had to put his running shoes on just to trip him up from behind.
The big man had to go chasing.
Yeah, the big man was doing some chasing there.
All 6'2", 285 pounds of him. But first and goal from inside the 10, and the give to Tommy Johnson getting the touchdown.
Tommy Johnson gets a touchdown, Ball State. How about that? Like I said, these Cardinals just don't tend to want to go away. They want to hang around and, prove. I think that, this game, if it keeps going the way it's going, this thing could come down to the final possession, because I just don't see Ball State is not a team that has any kind of quit in them, I don't think, David.
Well, if they do, we haven't seen it from them yet.
Right.
And so Alabama maybe getting a little bit more than what they might have bargained for here tonight against Ball State, as they're having to buckle up those chin straps and having to go back to work. Only a 3-point lead now, as Trip Warren on the return gets it out to the 36.
Well, I had a chance to talk with Alabama AD David Ware late last week, earlier in this week, and he said that he wasn't taking anything for granted against this team. He's seen what they're capable of.
Well, Ball State's getting an up-close look at seeing what Alabama is capable of, namely Jake Moon, who is off to a pretty good start.
Well, Jake Moon is, again, having a good start here against Ball State. He's already up over 50 yards rushing, and if you don't know how good he is, again, just ask him.
Day's taking a shot. How about how good these receivers are? Zach Stone being dragged down inside the 10 by Jonathan Shanazzi Sr.
Well, there's just a lot of speed on both sides of the ball for Alabama. This is something we're not, if you only watched Alabama last season, they might have passed twice, 4 times a game. That it just wasn't a thing that happened. One, because of the scheme they ran into, because the quarterback that they had didn't like to share the ball. But this is a very different retooled Alabama offense, and right now it's working very well.
Third trip inside the red zone for the Crimson Tide. Now they put up a touchdown, they kicked a field goal, and here Moon trying to get himself a rushing touchdown would be his first on the night. It's a good little run as he gets about 6 yards.
It is, and he's just driving them closer and closer. So Alabama lining up, high formation.
3 tight ends on the field as Day to throw, looking to the end zone, touchdown. Carson Price, the tight end, his first on the season.
Well, when they roll 3 tight ends out there, you got to assume they might try to throw to one of them. They decide to throw to Carson Price, the 3-star senior. So Alabama going to go for another 10-point lead here.
And the extra point by Donald Lewis is good, and so early on now, a lot of back and forth going on here in Tuscaloosa. Alabama started strong. Ball State, though, doing what Ball State has done so far this season, and that is battle back and keep within striking distance.
Well, that's exactly what they've done. And you got to expect Alabama, they haven't won a game yet this year. They're going to come out and try to punch Ball State in the mouth, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah.
But the problem with it is that Ball State is still finding ways to move the ball on this defense.
Gemco getting carry, trying to cut it back upfield, but a big hit being dished out by Zachary Carter. He gets 3 yards, but both teams, Matt, to your point, that come into this game, both of them are winless, and both teams very desperately trying to change that here.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And, of course, it's hard to say which one this means more to or whatever.
Right.
But you got to imagine Ball State wants to be that first MAC team to get to beat a CFSL squad.
Well, if Ball State can't do it, then later this week, being tomorrow, Toledo would be the last team to have a crack at it against an LSU team that they're unbeaten.
Yeah, they're unbeaten also, but Toledo almost pulled one off already against the CFSL squad.
Quick pass here, and DJ Jackson getting the first down. Ball State nearly pulled one off against Florida back in week 1. Toledo, as you mentioned, they nearly beat Florida State back in week 1, and then these two teams clashed last week. It was a good game, 29-26 being the final score.
Ball State going to try their best to keep this ball moving down the field.
Well, they're not going to be able to do it there, namely because Corey Dobbins decided to let it be known, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a matter of time before this Alabama front, got to roll on here. And, so that's the first time that he's not been able to get the ball out or get rid of it.
Well, Gemco, one of the first times here tonight that he has not been able to pick up positive yardage as William Huddleston will drop him behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, long third down here for Ball State. These are the kind of situations you want to avoid, especially against this defense.
Out of the gun, 3 wide here for Rolone. And he'll look to set the halfback screen to the backup and Courtney Small. Pushed out of bounds by Richie Carrion. Gets close, but it's not enough to move the sticks. He picked up 7, needed 11, and so Ball State will punt.
Well, not sure I love the play call. Halfback screen to your walk-on. Running back, again, gets close. The blocking was well set up, but just not able to get it there. And now Alabama going to try to go up another score.
Well, Emilio Gonzalez on the return fielded it from his own 20. And you look, Doug Day has had his share of struggles this season. He's coming into tonight. He's only completed 61.3% of his passes. 3 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. He's put up over 500 yards the last 2 weeks, which isn't bad, but tonight he's been near flawless. Only 2 incompletions for him, and he's got a pair of touchdown passes as well as Moon starts to drive going backwards.
Well, just never able to get out of the chute there. Brian Malter does a real nice job of just wrapping him up in the backfield where he can go anywhere. Again, though, here's the issue: is Alabama has proven that they can move the ball running and they can move it passing. So Ball State has got to be on top of the game here.
Well, they're going to go back to the ground, and they find Moon, and Moon's going to pick back up some of that yardage that he lost, plus a couple extra yards. Still, though, 3rd and 8.
Well, 3rd and 8, long third down for Alabama. I fully expect to see the passing game, see Doug Day's arm come into play here.
Day, 5-step drop, has time against this 4-man rush, but finally has to check it down. Really good coverage downfield by Ball State. Have to force him to check it down.
Well, that's a good job there just by Ball State. The coverage was just too good. As you said, Day had to go to his check down, had to just get rid of it, and it's a good defensive stop by the Ball State Cardinals. Now they get the ball back with about 3.5 minutes left in the half. Can they cut this back to a 1-score game?
First time tonight that the Ball State defense has been able to force a punt out of this Crimson Tide team. And off the return, Ball State will start from their own 43-yard line as Rolone to give. Gemco able to find some running room, and then he gets flattened by David Ware.
See, and that's one of those things that Ware does, is he comes in, leads with the head. There's Gemco didn't even see him coming at that point. He just got flat back. So, and the problem is if you run into the other linebacker, the same thing's probably going to happen.
Yeah. 2nd down and 3 to go. 2 tight ends on the field here for the Ball State Cardinals. As Rolone can't even get the throw off. Corey Dobbins getting the sack.
Corey Dobbins doing a good job there. That's his 4th sack, I believe it is, on the season so far. And, already setting a pretty good pace for himself through basically 2.5 games.
3rd and 11 now for the Cardinals. And trips down here bottom of the screen, but they're going to motion Harris out of that set to give it a 2-by-2 look. And Rolone trying to set the halfback screen. Here's Gemco, and he is swarmed by a sea of crimson.
Well, Richie Carrion on that tackle right there. Gemco had nowhere to go. Again, that halfback screen on 3rd down, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's kind of to the chagrin of everybody in the audience when they go for it on 3rd like that.
Back-to-back drives for Ball State that have ended in punts as Gonzalez steps out of bounds. We want to take this time to give a shout-out to the live chat. Brazen, CFSL Times, CFSL BAMA Times, Cyrock, Mike, of course, Jacob Schneider, Clutch, Coach Bernie, Doug Day, as well as Corey Dobbins and Will Stern, Allie Peters, Levi Tim, Zach Stone, Shane. As we want to give a shout out and appreciate all of you tuning in and joining us here on a Tuesday night for part 1 of our CFSL triple header. And if you have not already, like the stream, subscribe, as Kylan Shields is recommending that Doug Day subscribe to some pretty good health insurance.
I think you just want him to lay down because he just. There are those hits that Ware makes where he just hits him and stands over him. Shields on that one just ran over him and laid on top of him. So that seemed a little more personal.
So 3rd and 14. Day trying to set the halfback screen. Here's Jake Moon. Moon down the right sideline. Slips out of one tackle before being stopped after he picks up 12. But Alabama will punt as Ball State takes their first time out of the half.
Well, and that's going to leave Ball State with 2 left, and they're going to have a long field in front of them, barring a really nice punt return here.
So the punt is away, and fielding it from inside the 20 and working his way out across Dre Williams Jr. Decent return, but more importantly, decent amount of time left here for Ball State to try and really cut into this deficit.
Well, they've got time, but Roland's got to be smart with the football here. Can't make any mistakes.
Rolone coming over the middle, and the pass is dropped. Trying to get it to Jackson. He just couldn't pull it in.
Well, he's trying to get it to him. There's a lot of Alabama jerseys around right there. Again, it was a good pass. It just wasn't going to get very far, even if he did catch it.
3-man rush this time as Rolone steps up, and he's able to fit this pass down to the sideline. Vincenzo Cleveland coming off the corner, picking up the first down.
Vincenzo Cleveland, another one of my favorite CFSL names of all time. On the breaking route, does a good job getting out of bounds. You know, it stops the clock. Ball State has crossed the 50.
Ball spotted at the Alabama 48, and 1:36 here to play in the half. Rolone to throw, dancing, taking a shot of his own. Underthrown, but it's right where it needed to be, and that is a first down.
What a catch and throw. Rolone probably wished he had that one back after he let it go, but sometimes things just work out.
I thought he underthrew, and that was going to fall incomplete, but instead Cleveland slows down to be able to make the grab as Gamco, trying to find a lane, wanted to cut it back inside, but Emilio Gonzalez comes in to make the stop.
All right, and Ball State's 2nd and goal here. You know, what they want to do is obviously put 7 points on the board. They also don't really want to give Alabama the football back before the half.
Pistol set. Small checking into the backfield here as Rolone looking, throwing, and he puts it through the uprights for no points, no completion, and a 3rd down.
You know, I checked with my quarterback, Ron Newman. He does know, in fact, that does not count for points. Sometimes he says he just wants to see if he can do it.
It's not exactly a small target. As a give here for Gemco, that was not a small lane for him to run through as he puts a touchdown on the board for Ball State.
Well, the seas parted till about the goal line, and at that point he had so much momentum going right there that he just is able to fight his way in. Pending this extra point, Ball State has pushed this back to a 3-point game.
Now the extra point by 8 10s is good, but to your point, Matt, they left a little bit of time here on the clock for an Alabama squad that's got all 3 timeouts.
A lot of dabbing going on in the chat right now. I'm just going with it. I'm not judging it. I'm just noticed there's a lot of dabbing and talking about Dougie.
I also saw a lot of requests for dabbing.
Oh, there are requests for dabbing?
There were requests for
okay.
dabbing in the chat.
Well, if nothing else, we give the people what they want.
Well, some of us do.
I mean, I don't. You guys do.
Well, when have I ever given anybody what they want?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be nice.
Dog 4. Hey,
There's a first.
Kill.
Starting from their own 25, and a quick throw from Doug Day. Trip Warren able to turn upfield and get the first down.
All right, and this is where Doug Day can prove. You know, he's 17 and 19 for 335 already passing tonight. Imagine he's going to be trying to sling this thing down the field, pick up a score before the half.
Day having to go short here. He'll find the tight end Price. Alabama will burn up their 2nd timeout, though, with 53 seconds to play.
That's it. And down to their last timeout now. Need to see Day try to push this a little bit further downfield.
Well, right on cue, he does. Unfortunately, downfield meant out of bounds.
Well, okay, let me be clear here. I want him to push the ball down the field, and I'd also like him to keep it in bounds and aimed at his receivers.
Well, see if he can do that here on 3rd and 6. That incompletion does stop the clock. The pass rush seemed unabated, and so Doug Day had to go quickly to Jake Moon for the first down.
Well, Moon does a good job following forward, and Alabama gets a reset on offense.
Clock continues to run, though, as Day dancing, floats one over the middle, and the backup, and Adam Kelly, the walk-on, getting the first down.
Yeah, and again, Alabama keeping this thing going, first again.
Day 20 of 23 here tonight, 256 passing yards for him, and a pair of passing touchdowns as Day dancing, taking a shot deep, and it is caught. Carl Johnson getting it down inside the 15.
And Alabama just has so many weapons on offense, especially to throw to here. That Carl Johnson, wide receiver 7, on the depth chart. And Doug Day, he doesn't care who he throws it to right now.
Well, there he was hoping that he cared a little bit about somebody blocking for him.
Yeah, he would have liked it a lot better if maybe if someone had got in the Ball State Cardinals defense's way on that play.
2nd and 10, though, and due to the incompletion, it does stop the clock. 24 seconds left. Day going short, the tight end, Price to the pylon. Touchdown, Alabama.
And the last thing you want, if you're Ball State right there, you fight it back to a 3-point lead. You leave only a minute left on the clock, but you can't make the stops you got to get, and Alabama is able to do exactly what they need to, push the ball down here and put it back up to 10 points.
Well, Alabama about to go back up by 10, but this will be only the 2nd time this season, Matt, that Alabama has scored 30 points. The first time they did it was week 1 against Oregon last week, held to 20 points in a very defensive battle with Clemson that unfortunately it ended with Doug Day turning the ball over that Clemson was able to take advantage of and hold on to the win. Ball State saying, can we get a turnover 2, please, defensively?
Well, and it would help them a lot. That was really what kind of sealed the game last week against Clemson, you're right. But, to Doug Day's credit, he's come out tonight and not showing any ill effects, not any kind of hangover from the way that game ended. He's looked very good, been very accurate throwing the ball.
He's thrown 3 touchdown passes to go with his 3 incompletions as Gemco will get the carry, and Ball State, as Gemco driven backwards by Jackson Addock, content to let the time run out on the half as there's more dabbing.
The dabs will continue, and it's not going to stop.
Well, Alabama fans are likely dabbing right about now, feeling good about a 10-point lead here at home. Ball State, on the other hand, they've had opportunities. It's just their defense has not been able to get all of the stops that they have needed to try and take a lead here on the road.
Well, any defense in this league right now, if they have to line up against this wide receiver core that Alabama has, they're going to have a tough night because there's a lot of talent out there, and Doug Day is a quarterback, even as a freshman, who's not afraid to air the thing out. So what Ball State has to do as a defense is, they still have to play as good coverage as they know how to do. They've got to try to force a turnover, to make a play, force a fumble, do something. Get to Day when he's in the backfield, maybe force him to fumble back there, and maybe get a fumble 6, something like that. Ball State doing a good job hanging in here, though.
Well, you look at the 2 offenses in Alabama, very different from last season, Matt. Usually that 294 we'd see under the rushing numbers because triple option. This season, even though it's a single-back system and Jake Moon has been the workhorse running back for it, it's been Doug Day's show here tonight.
Well, again, you talk about the 294 passing yards. I'm not sure their previous quarterback had 294 passing yards in 2 games. So, because, again, that involved letting the ball be out of his hands.
Yeah, that's true.
But, it's impressive what Alabama's doing, but the time of possession here is very close. This is just if Ball State can make a play or 2 on defense, they can get back in this game. But Alabama's not making mistakes right now.
Well, Ball State will start the half in possession of the football, and we'll see what they are able to do with it as Bobby McCoy Jr. able to bring it out to about the 24-yard line. And so you're down 10, and Ball State has been able to continue to close the gap back to 3, but not much closer than that.
Well, that's why I feel like that last drive where they let Alabama get that touchdown right before the half was so crucial to them, because getting the ball back out of the half like this, and then coming out here down 3 instead of down 10, well, then it's a whole different dynamic, here. But again, they can't get that back now. What they need to do is the same thing they've been doing: drive the ball down the field, put points on the board, and eventually hope their defense can get that stop that they need.
Gemco gets 4 on first down, and so the hopes for them to be able to keep this drive moving, and a drive that would end in points now rests on this 3rd and 2 following the completion to C.J. Wagner, as Ball State 5 of 8 on 3rd downs, make it 6 of 9 as Gemco picking up 8 yards and making it look easy.
And somebody in chat earlier said that Gemco sounded like the brand of a motor oil. I've never.
That's a connection I probably would not have made on my own, as Rolone getting stopped in the backfield by Emilio Gonzalez, who 7 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss for a corner.
For a corner.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, generally they'll say if your name's not getting called at cornerback, you're doing your job. That's not. There are exceptions to that rule. Emilio Gonzalez is getting his name called and doing his job at cornerback.
2 tight ends on the field here for Ball State. 2 backs in the backfield for him, and Rolone keeping it himself and being stopped by a member of this defensive line who is deep in the depth chart.
Yeah, he's pretty deep in the depth chart considering he's not appearing on our roster page anywhere. I don't know who number 97 is, but he shook Rolone off like a bad set of fleas.
Allen Young getting the stop. So Rolone, a long 3rd down, he has to convert. He doesn't even have the time. Will Stills and Jackson Addock converge and get the sack.
Well, it's just too much pressure from Alabama there. Rolone does exactly what he's trying to do what he has to there. Stay in the pocket, find somebody downfield, and the pocket just collapses. He has nowhere to go.
So a drive that started with a lot of hope and a lot of promise for Ball State to be able to pull within 3. It ends with them having to punt after just 6 plays for this offense. And Jake Moon fielding it from his own 35. He'll get it out to the 48-yard line of Alabama. And Doug Day's efficient night, he's hoping it can continue here in the second half.
Well, just if it ain't broke, don't fix it right now. If you're Alabama, your game plan has worked offensively. There's no reason to alter anything. Just keep doing what you do.
Day to throw, 4-man rush, and he'll throw it out of bounds. His 5th incompletion on the night.
Yeah, one of them was through a goalpost at one point.
Well, yes, that's true.
Thrown a couple out of bounds like that. But all in all, he's been very accurate.
Single back set. Day making an adjustment at the line. Draw play here for Jake Moon, and Moon running right into Brandon Sharp.
Well, Sharp does a good job just being in the right place at the right time there. And Moon has nowhere to go. Long 3rd down for Alabama. So this Ball State defense is trying to keep them in it here.
A lot of offense in the first half, but the early signs here, the second half, are that the defenses are what's really going to work as Day going short. There's Carson Price. Price slipping 1 tackle and still working his way out across to the Ball State 30 before he is finally stopped by Dre Williams Jr.
Well, Carson Price doing exactly what he needs to, running the out route there. It creates plenty of separation and immediately turns it upfield. Gets the 1st down for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Going to keep this drive moving.
Good throw and catch there for Price, who was left alone. It was one-on-one coverage for him, and he's able to turn upfield and make it look pretty easy as Day. He'll look to throw again here on 1st down, and with time, he'll go underneath. Zachary Carter slips 1, shrugs off the 2nd tackler, and then finally Jonathan Shinansi, as the 3rd man there, brings him down.
Well, Zachary Carter again getting involved on the offense. It's starting to look a little bit like that Alabama's offense is starting to wear this Ball State defense down a little bit.
Play fake, Day rolling back, and then it throws a fadeaway pass to the backup and Adam Kelly. Almost looked like a tight end screen, and then just Kelly waltzes down the sideline. Very nice and easy.
Yeah, that was an odd throw. The fadeaway is a good. Yeah, that was that looked like Larry Bird, but yeah, so that was a nice play.
Nice 20-yard pickup there for Alabama, and it's got him at 1st and goal from inside the 5. Single back set, Ball State showing blitz. They bring it as Day. Quick hitch and a throw for Carson Price, and Price his 3rd receiving touchdown of the night.
Well, Doug Day has tried to find him early and often, and it's paying dividends for the Alabama Crimson Tide as they are about to open up a 17-point lead in the Ball State Cardinals.
Carson Price coming into tonight, A, hadn't had a receiving touchdown all season, and B, had never had more than 1 in a game. He's got 3 here tonight.
Well, apparently, one of the adjustments that David Ware made in his game planning was to get his tight end more involved, and so far it's working.
To the tune of a 17-point lead here in Tuscaloosa in front of the home fans, and a very efficient night here for Doug Day. Only 5 incompletions for him on the night, as Ball State looking to go back to work here from their own 29 And a long throw, but it's ultimately dropped as Rolone can't fit it in.
Again, Ball State has, they've looked efficient on offense. They haven't made mistakes on offense, but they haven't been very explosive either.
Handoff, Gemco trying to give some explosion to this Ball State offense, but he only gets 7 yards, averaging only about 4 yards a carry, less than what he was averaging coming into tonight.
Yeah, but this sets him up with a nice short third down here. If Ball State can convert, they try to get back into this ball game.
Rolone, the pitch, and Gemco fighting but cannot get the first down. He was lucky to get a yard out of it as Jerry Richardson, the back of it safety, able to come up and make that stop.
Richardson does a good job of being able to hold on to him. Going to force another Ball State punt.
So the punt is away, and fielding this from his own 27, Emilio Gonzalez this time bringing it back out and out to about the 40. And so, Matt, Alabama has got a 17-point lead. It's the largest lead they have had this season. And this is especially big for an Alabama team that, comes into this game, coming into tonight, 2 of 8 over the course of their last 10 games, something that they really desperately would love to change.
Well, 2 seasons ago, they were a playoff team.
Yeah.
Last season, things didn't really work out for them. This season, they've started a little slow, but in this game, this is a good get-better game for them so far.
Day to throw, and a rocket over the middle, going right back to the tight end and Price.
Carson Price, 7 catches, 73 yards. Again, it's working when he's going to the tight end like this. I think that maybe Ball State decided they were going to try to concentrate on the outside receivers, and Price is coming open, and Day's having an easy time finding him so far.
Alabama right back into Ball State territory, looking to increase their lead to make it 4 possessions as Day, a rocket down the seam, had Trip Warren. Warren had 6, but he didn't have the football.
Yeah, it's important that you catch it and hold on to it before you try to run to the end zone, and Trip Warren skipped a step there, but he'll learn from it.
Out of the gun, Day, the give, Moon trying to get the edge to the near side, bouncing off one, cuts it back inside, and a lot of bobbing and weaving going for Jake Moon as he gets 6 yards.
Yeah, he basically just ran 24 yards to pick up 6 right there, and hey, it's working.
3rd and 4 as Alabama, their 10th third down of the night, but converting at a pretty solid rate, 6 of 9 so far as Day going short in the back up. Adam Kelly at tight end, getting 7 yards and a first down. So make it 7 of 10.
Yeah, the tight ends are really getting a lot of love here in this offense, as is Jake Moon. And we've seen the shot plays to both Idle and Stone.
Midway through the 3rd quarter, Idle and Stone, we mentioned, seemingly gone quiet since that first half. But somebody who's not quiet is Jake Moon, as Moon going right back to work, picking up another 9 yards here.
Jake Moon's not quiet at all, but he's having a heck of a game tonight running the football for Alabama.
Zachary Carter will check in and spell Moon here as a play fake from Day over the middle, and it is dropped. And there's something to be said. There is a price to having walk-ons catch passes.
Well, there is a price, and sometimes they're going to have those drops like that. Brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Crimson Tide.
Single back set. Carter, the give, and the first down right up the middle, still going as he gets it down inside the 15.
Yeah, just an 11-yard rush there for Zachary Carter. Ran through several bodies and is able to fall forward there to pick up the first.
Getting it down to the 12 as Alabama back inside the Ball State red zone. Day dancing. The pocket was collapsing. He fires one over the middle for Price. Price, though, can't hold on either.
Price is not able to call that one in. One of the few miscues we've seen from him tonight.
Single back set. 3 wide to give. Moon up the middle. Jake Moon getting 5 yards out of it. So a medium 3rd down here for Alabama. Needing to get it to the 1, really might as well say just get the touchdown.
Yeah, at this point, I think if you get the first, the touchdown should be a non-factor.
Pistol set, Day, pressure, able to go over the middle. Trip Warren, he's going to get a touchdown as Doug Day has thrown 5 here tonight.
Well, that's 5 already for Doug Day. Hasn't made a mistake yet. Been very accurate. and you know, putting a whole lot of pressure on this Ball State offense now as Alabama opens up a 24-point lead.
45-21 our score, 3:18 to play here in Bryant-Denny as Ball State was really keeping pace with Alabama, and you know, then the second half opens up. Okay, Ball State down 10, and Alabama has just cemented upon their lead drive after drive.
Well, it seems a little bit like attrition at some point, that this Alabama offense is built not to make mistakes and to just kind of wear you down, and then they play good defense as well. So it's a tall order.
Well, there you mentioned that good defense, and they get the stop there on Thomas Gemco. Stopped right at that line of scrimmage, averaging only 3.5 yards a carry. He's got a touchdown. It's the second of his career, but not much in the yardage department.
Well, Alabama's decided to sit on the run tonight, and it's probably one of the differences in this game.
It's also what maybe allowed DJ Jackson to come that wide open over the middle for a first down.
Well, Alabama brought pressure. You know, they kind of emptied out the middle a little bit. And we see Jackson, you know, DJ's able to get there and get open for the first.
Pistol set, Rolone. Looking, going short here to the near sideline, and they'll rule it an incompletion.
Well, he just, you know, laid him a little far right there. Roland is going to have to, I think they're finding, you know, some success in the intermediate pass game right now. And if I'm them, that's what I would try to stick to.
Rolone feeling the pressure, going to take it a run. Oliver Rolone getting the first down, really fighting and reaching, trying to get it to midfield.
Yeah, that was you know, he took a pretty good shot right there as he crossed the first down line, but he's able to hold on to the ball and just keep this drive moving.
So back of the gun, Rolone looking, feeling pressure, and it gets home. Corey Dobbins coming off the edge, his second sack of the night.
Yeah, well, he's got two tackles for loss, and 2 sacks, so that's you know, if you're going to make tackles, make them count and get them behind the line and while the quarterback still has the ball in his hand. Corey Dobbins, you know, the Clemson transfer has shown up and he's doing what he was known to do, and that's get after the quarterback.
2nd and 12 as Rolone out of the gun, feeling pressure, dancing to his right, coming back over the middle. Pass is caught. Vincenzo Cleveland getting 14 yards.
And again, you know, Ball State hanging in here. They're fighting. I like the fact that they're throwing, you know, as much as they are on this drive, that they realize if they're going to get back in this, they're going to do it in a hurry.
Rolone the pitch. The backup Courtney Small, who's a walk-on, will get the first down. So sometimes walk-ons can make plays, just they happen once a game.
Sometimes they can, and it was a good pitch by Rolone, and you know he does a good job of running towards the sideline and picking up the first.
Rolone going over the middle, pass caught, and getting 4 yards there this time. C.J. Wagner, who missed the first week of the season due to some paperwork in the front office. But since then, he's really been missed in that first week and has really helped Ball State since.
Absolutely. He's a big part of this offense.
Rolone dancing, steps up into the pocket, has to check it down. Harris breaking one tackle, still in bounds down the near side, getting it all the way out to the 11.
All right, and big Dexter Harris, you know, kind of busting loose there down the sideline, able to fight off a little bit of contact and pick up, you know, the extra yards needed. They're down here in the red zone in scoring position.
So as we saw with that sack from Dobbins a little bit ago, that the over for him coming into tonight out of the sportsbook, 3-1 odds on him getting over 1.5, and a lot of people took it. And so we saw the cheers in the live chat. They're very happy about it. We're seeing Alabama fans crying now for, can we get Joe Idle his 125 yards, because there was a line in there for him to get over 124.5.
I'll never underestimate degenerate gamblers when they put their money on the line already and they can't get it back.
Gemco getting the carry, but he cannot pick up positive yardage. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and then guess who? Corey Dobbins there again.
Well, Dobbins is just doing what he does, setting that edge, not letting anything get by, and then on those passing downs, man, he's getting after the quarterback.
Rolone to throw, dancing in the pocket, and he'll throw a nice little fade away off his back foot into the turf.
Didn't quite have the carry he was looking for on that one, I don't think.
So 4th and 11, and Aiden Timms will come out. This will be a 28-yard field goal attempt from that left hash, and we'll put it through. So it's back down to a 21-point game. Now, we've seen 21-point comebacks before. We've seen teams score 21 points in the span of 3 minutes before, but they're few and far between. They're not easy to pull off.
Yeah, and a lot of times they have somebody like Blaze Gunner when they do it, but nothing would be, nothing surprises me right now. I mean, Ball State, again, they're not going to quit. They're not going to lay down, but right now this Alabama offense is just pretty much doing what it wants to.
In order for Ball State to come back from it, things will have to change quickly here on that note defensively for Ball State as Jake Moon getting a nice run off the edge, picking up 6 yards.
Well, and again, Moon closing in on that 100-yard threshold. He's got 85 so far.
So 2nd and 4 when we come back for the start of the 4th quarter, and Alabama up by 21 here in front of the home fans. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live.
Tight end right. Tight end right. 4 down, 4 down. Hey, watch them. Check. Let's go.
Start of the 4th quarter to give. Moon able to get the first down as he picks up 7.
I expect to see a steady dose of Moon probably here going on in the 4th quarter. Alabama's got a good, 21-point 3-score lead. And, it's just, I don't expect him to take a whole lot of chances here.
Oh, he was only a few yards short of 100 as they go right back to him. He'll get 6 and only 2 yards short of another 100-yard game for Jake Moon.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting close. Had 100 in week 1. Wasn't quite able to get there last week, but looks to be back on pace for 100.
Single back set as Carter will spell him here. Carter right up the middle. He'll get the first down, picking up 6 yards of his own.
I mean, we've seen other running backs named Carter in this league as well who like to fight off that.
I hear they're pretty good at it.
Some of them.
Not all, but some. Some who play for Auburn in particular. The give here right back to Zachary Carter, and Carter was bobbing when he should have been weaving.
Yeah, it was just not there for him. Miller Pittington does a good job getting the tackle. That's his 8th on the night.
4 down, 4 down. Hey, watch them.
Well, they'll keep Zachary Carter in the backfield for this 2nd down and 10 as Price, the tight end, in motion. Day to throw, trying to set up the halfback screen for Zachary Carter. Carter with some blocking, and he's just a little too attached to his blocker, man. Just a little bit.
Well, the blocker didn't know which way he was going. Zachary Carter couldn't predict it either, so they just kind of almost looked like they were, mirror dancing a little bit there.
3rd and 10 off the screen. Here's Day going right back to it. This time, though, with Jake Moon. Jake Moon knows exactly where he's going, down the sideline and out to the Ball State 25.
Well, once he turns it upfield and turns on the jets, Jake Moon does a great job. He blows past the first few sets of blockers he's got there, and that sets up a big 25-yard gain. Again, this is, Ball State's trying to play good fundamental defense here, but Alabama their offense right now is kind of just outmanning them. It feels like they're wearing them down physically, and I don't know what else Ball State can do at this point.
Fritz top the screen. Here's Day to throw. Steps up, airing it to the far side. It's a long throw, nearly picked off, and Ball State is wishing it would have been.
Well, I'm wishing to be in Doug Day's head, and why did you throw that ball?
2nd down and 10. Day going right back to the halfback screen for Zachary Carter this time. And Carter, he's got some good blocking as he steps out of a tackle and steps his way across for the first down.
All right, and that's Zachary Carter's 4th catch for 25 yards tonight. Doug Day up over 400 yards passing now.
And Caleb Finnegan, 10 tackles for him here tonight as a quick throw to the near side. And Zachary Carter getting 4 yards out of it. There was a sportsbook line on Finnegan. Over 11.5 tackles, 3-1 odds on that, and he is a couple tackles away from being able to pull that one off. As a give here for Jake Moon. Moon, not quite a touchdown, but he's over 100 yards rushing.
It was a hard-fought 8-yard run right there. Gets him down to the 1-yard line. If I'm Alabama, man, give it to Moon and let him punch it in.
Pistol set, Moon. The single back in the backfield. Day to throw, though. And he'll find Joe Idle in the end zone from a yard out.
Joe Idle giving Doug Day his 6th passing touchdown on the night right now, and it's going to open up a 51-24 Alabama, about to be 52-24 Alabama lead.
6.5 minutes of play, and Matt, Alabama, the way their defense is playing, the way their offense is playing, Ball State, time not on their side for any hope of a comeback for them.
Well, no, and Ball State is, again, they're a proud team, and they haven't played badly.
Right.
They haven't beaten themselves. They haven't made mistakes. The problem has been is that Alabama has just been so hot on offense and so stingy on defense that Ball State has had limited opportunities.
From the 28, a quick throw to the sideline. There's DJ Jackson getting 11, and a new set of downs. Matt, it just seems to me tonight that just the talent discrepancy between Alabama and Ball State is just, that gap is a little bit wider than I think it might have looked on paper.
Well, I think so, and again, and this Alabama team, to be fair, looks much different this week than it has the first couple of weeks. Their offenses look much more crisp and much more precise. I don't think that's just because they're playing Ball State.
Right.
Their routes look crisper. They look better, just from a game planning standpoint.
Will Stills gets the sack on first down as Harris will be the tight end in motion. Long second down. We're alone. Throw to the logo. Nobody there to catch it. He was expecting somebody to be there, and he was disappointed.
Well, he fired that thing out like a rocket, and must have been some miscommunication with his receiver there because no one was in the vicinity.
Trips to the short side, but they're going to run the halfback screen in the opposite direction, and Gemco, he didn't have anywhere to go because Alabama's defense, as stingy as it has been all night, just kept it up.
Well, they've definitely sniffed out these halfback screens pretty well, especially on third down. And Gemco, good running back, but his blocking didn't even get out there to set up for him on that one, and Alabama just ate it up.
So Ball State will be forced to punt, and at this point, man, I mean, you got to think the hopes for the comeback are gone, barring this Ball State doing something wild.
Well, I mean, a lot's got to go wrong for Alabama, and a lot's got to go right for Ball State here. At this point, if I'm the Cardinals, what I'm doing is I'm trying not to let Alabama put any more points up. If I can do that, you gotta give yourself a goal here. The score may be a little out of reach right now, but you've got to, let's get a stop on this drive.
Draw play here for Moon. Moon will get forward, and that'll put him up to 110 on the ground here tonight. Doesn't have a rushing touchdown, though, as weird as that sounds. And Caleb Finnegan, 11 tackles, needing a tackle now for the sportsbook bettors who took him on the over.
I wonder if there's anybody in the audience that did take the over on Finnegan.
Well, they're not, chanting and jeering for him like they were for Dobbins. So, I don't know.
I don't know either. Are they still? No, they're not dabbing anymore either. So.
No, it seems the dabbing has stopped, but there's a lot of Moons in chat, probably because Jake Moon's having a really good night. You know who else is having a good night? That tight end Carson Price. A monster catch and run for him as he picks up 24 yards.
That's going to push him up to 97 yards receiving to go along with those 3 touchdowns he's got, and he carries a Ball State defender for a good, 10 yards there before he finally falls over.
Really working hard as Jaquim Burrell was a defender who was being pushed downfield by Carson Price.
Well, I mean, it's a big man. It's hard to take down.
Single back set, Carter, the deep back, they give it to him on the draw, and Zachary Carter slips out of 1, slips out of 2, shakes off a 3rd, and then Carter gets it down to the 17.
I mean, it looked like he was greased on that one. I mean, they kept trying to get a hold of him, and they're not able to do anything. He's just bouncing off people left and right, fights through 3 people, finally gets pushed out of bounds. Alabama trying to stick to the run game. They're throwing it here and there. I don't think they're really trying to pile on here, but they're in danger of scoring again.
David throw on 1st and 10, going short and backing away from the pass a little bit was Joe Idle as he's trying to get some momentum going. Only gets a few yards.
Not able to get much on that one, just about 3. Doug Day up to 448 passing on the night, though.
Out of the gun, Day. Looking, Going to take it on. Doug Day. Minus 3 yards. He had minus 25 coming into tonight on just 9 carries. So 10 carries get him minus 28.
Yeah, Doug Day, I don't think is what we would call a dual threat quarterback. He's more of a single threat quarterback, which is passing the ball.
Or handing the ball.
Or handing it off.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know.
but we don't want to see him run a lot.
He's not a Dewey the Jet Ainge.
No. He's not Dewey the Jet Ainge or Wheels Kovac either.
Well, Zachary Carter is he's looking to earn himself a nickname on offense, I guess, as he picks up 15 yards off the catch and run.
Zachary Carter is, laying people out on defense. He's making big plays on offense. He's one of those two-way players, but we've got several of in the league. But Zachary Carter making a huge impact on both sides here.
Ball spotted at the 2-yard line. Single back set, and it is the third-string tailback in the backfield. It's Day over the middle. Touchdown, Zach Stone.
Just too quick off the line. Breaks to the inside route, wide open, and Day it's an easy pitch and catch, and Alabama about to put 59 up in this game.
So it's been a pretty impressive passing performance here tonight for Alabama's Doug Day. 7 passing touchdowns for him 3.5 minutes ago, giving Day 10 total on the season. And you've got Stone. Stone's got 2 receiving touchdowns. Idle's got 1, but Carson Price has got 3. And it was asked in the chat by Jacob Schneider, has there ever been a legit tight end passing threat in the league? And we have a name for that. His name is Michael McKenzie.
Yeah, McKenzie had a big run in the season 6 playoffs. Played for Auburn.
Yeah.
And he kind of just went on a tear through those 3 games in the playoffs.
Sure.
And so we have seen big name tight ends several times.
Neil would offer up Derek Gray,
Absolutely.
a name who you can find in the record books.
Yeah, Derek Gray's one of the all-time greats in tight end. Leads in receptions, I believe, all time. It was, so yeah, we had some big name players at tight end, and from the looks of things right now, Carson Price trying to add his name to that list here in this Alabama offense.
Well, meanwhile, Ball State is trying to find some positives. Right now, all they're getting is negative yardage. Gemco lost 4 on first down. Rolone losing a few more here on second down, thanks to Corey Dobbins.
Yep, and it's just more of the same here. Again, Ball State, they played a great first half of football, and they haven't. It's not that they played bad in the second. It's just they can't get anything going.
Oh, Rolone was hit as he let that one fly, and so it'll fall incomplete. 4th and 18. Ball State will punt, and Matt will look ahead a little bit because we got 3 games tonight, and you and I are in the booth for all 3 of these games here before us tonight, and that means the game that'll be coming up in your 7:30 window, about 7:30, will be Clemson and Notre Dame going back at it, a rematch of the season for Orange Bowl.
Well, it's 2 of the more storied programs in our league, Clemson and Notre Dame, and obviously Clemson probably the hottest team in the league right now. They had played a tough one with Alabama, but were able to pull it off last week. But now they're going into facing an Irish team that kind of got surprised, last week by the Michigan Wolverines. So I guess we'll find out tonight exactly what Notre Dame is.
Notre Dame has won 10 of their last 13. Clemson, on the other hand, though, 12 of their last 13. The one loss in that span of time to somebody's Auburn Tigers.
One of those days, it's
the one blemish on their record right now.
The one blemish, that was it. But,
It's a big game, and while it's only, while it's a non-conference game, it's a big game because, partially to your point, the history behind it. They've met several times, Clemson 4-0 against Notre Dame, but also because both teams have won a national title, and Clemson was the first 2-time champion. For a long time, we thought Notre Dame might be the team to do that first.
Well, Notre Dame had their chances, it seemed like, to do it. They made it to the final and wasn't able to pull it off.
Well, I didn't think Zachary Carter was going to pull off that first down, but he did, bouncing through 3 different tackles to get 8 yards.
Sure. And, you know, again, this is Alabama running the clock out here, you know, showing some sportsmanship. And a very game Ball State squad. They just a little bit outgunned there in the second half.
Well, Alabama going to get their first win of the season. Meanwhile, Ball State going to have to turn their attention back to conference play on a night where Doug Day put up 7 touchdowns through the air. An impressive performance for Doug Day. About 20 to 30 minutes. We'll be right back with Clemson going into South Bend, having to take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Can Clemson protect their throne for one more week? Tune back in. For Matt, I'm David. We'll see you then. You've been watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live.